Hi, hello everyone! I'm Toshi from Japan and tourist guide for foreigners. In this video, I'll show you
9 new things Japan has changed in 2025. Japan is skyrocketing in popularity among international travelers. In November 2024, the country welcomed 3.18 million visitors, a 30.6% increase from the previous year, and a 30.5% jump compared to pre-pandemic levels in 2019. It also marked the 11th consecutive month of record-breaking numbers. With this incredible surge in tourism, Japan has seen a lot of changes that travelers should know before visiting. These changes range from positive updates to potential challenges you might encounter during your trip. On the positive side, updates to streamline immigration procedures have reduced waiting times, visa conditions for entering Japan have been eased, and the massively popular attraction, teamLab planets, has expanded. On the other hand, there are some things to be mindful of. Train fares in Kanto areas, including Tokyo, have increased. Some regions have introduced tourist taxes, and there are important updates regarding the famous Shibuya countdown event. That's why, in this video, I've compiled 9 key updates you need to know to ensure a smooth and enjoyable trip to Japan in 2025. By the end of this video, you'll feel confident and excited about your upcoming trip. Plus, I provide tour guide services in Japan, recommended travel itineraries,
and custom-made travel itinerary creation service. You can find more information in the description below. So, let's get started.
Number 1. Big news for Shinkansen. Starting March 15, 2025, changes are coming to the Nozomi bullet train connecting Tokyo and Osaka. Currently, 3 out of the 16 cars are non-reserved seating, but soon, this will be reduced to 2 cars, meaning 85 fewer non-reserved seats. Instead, there will be more reserved seats available. So, how does this impact you as a traveler? There are both pros and cons. On the plus side, with more reserved seats, it'll be easier to book your seat in advance, especially during busy periods. However, there are a few downsides to consider. First, reserved seats are more expensive, about 1,000 yen higher between Tokyo and Osaka. Second, if reserved seats are sold out, it's going to be harder to board without a reservation. With fewer non-reserved seats, standing space is limited, so during peak times, you might not be able to get on the train at all.
To avoid any inconvenience, make sure to book your seats, especially on weekends or holidays.
Number 2. Train fare hike alert. JR East, which operates trains in the Tokyo and Tohoku areas, has announced plans to increase train fares starting in March 2026. This will be the first major fare hike in 40 years, excluding tax increases, with an average increase of 7.1%. The company estimates this will bring in an additional 88.1 billion yen annually. While 7.1% may not sound like much, it's worth noting that Japan is a train-dependent society with one of the most extensive public transportation networks in the world. Over time, these small increases can add up, especially for frequent travelers or commuters. The good news is that this fare hike won't take effect until 2026.
So, if you are planning a budget-friendly trip to Japan, now is the time to visit.
Number 3. Over-tourism in Japan. Why you should visit sooner? As I mentioned earlier, Japan's popularity among international tourists is skyrocketing. In November 2024 alone, Japan welcomed 3.18 million visitors, marking a 30.6% increase compared to last year. Over the first 11 months of the year, the total number of visitors reached 33.37 million, surpassing the pre-COVID annual total from 2019, with 1 month still remaining. This means 2024 will set a new all-time record for tourism in Japan. However, it's important to note that this is just the beginning. The Japanese government has set an ambitious target of welcoming 60 million foreign visitors annually. By 2030, nearly double the current numbers. To achieve this, various initiatives are being implemented, including new international terminals and, as I'll discuss later in Chapter 5, relaxed visa requirements. As tourism numbers continue to rise, Japan is becoming busier than ever.
So, if you would like to experience Japan with less crowding, I highly recommend planning your trip sooner rather than later. Number 4. Faster digital immigration.
Japan is incredibly popular among foreign tourists right now, and that popularity has led to major congestion at airport immigration. To address this, Narita Airport has launched a new digital travel pilot program using facial recognition technology and digital credentials. This system allows passengers flying with participating airlines to use their smartphone's wallet app to handle key steps like ticket purchases and digital travel procedures. With this setup, passengers can register their data in advance, enabling them to pass through security checkpoints and boarding gates using only facial recognition, no need for paper tickets or extra ID checks. Recently, a trial was successfully conducted between Narita Airport and Hong Kong Airport with Cathay Pacific Airways, and it's expected to make travel far smoother in the future. With Japan's tourism demand continuing to grow, this technology could significantly reduce wait times and ease congestion at immigration. While there's no official timeline for full implementation yet, it seems likely to be introduced in the near future.
I'll keep you updated with any new information, so please subscribe to my channel. Number 5. Japan's visa changes.
Japan currently offers visa exemption for 71 countries and regions, and the government is continuously expanding its efforts to welcome more tourists. A significant recent development is the easing of visa requirements for Chinese tourists. Why does this matter for everyone, not just Chinese visitors? Japan is already facing over-tourism in many popular destinations, and this change could intensify the situation. In September 2024 alone, visitors from China numbered 650,000, making up around 25% of all foreign tourists to Japan. The proposed changes include extending visa validity, simplifying application processes, and even offering visa exemptions for Chinese travelers with certain income levels. This means we can expect even more visitors from China in the near future. While this update primarily affects Chinese tourists, Japan is also considering easing visa policies for travelers from other countries. If you don't like crowded tourist spots, it's a good idea to plan your trip to Japan sooner rather than later. Number 6. New tourist tax. As I mentioned in Chapter 3, Japan is facing over-tourism in many areas. To address this and promote sustainable tourism, the Japanese government is planning to introduce new tourism taxes in various regions. Let's look at 3 areas where these changes are happening. First, in Hokkaido, Japan's northernmost region known for its natural beauty and snow scenery, a new accommodation tax has been announced. Depending on your room rate, you'll pay 100 yen per night for stays under 20,000 yen, to 100 yen for stays between 20,000 yen and 50,000 yen, and 500 yen for stays above 50,000 yen. The tax aims to support tourism initiatives and is expected to begin around April 2026. Second, Okinawa, often called the Hawaii of the East, will also introduce an accommodation tax to promote sustainable tourism. Starting in 2026, a 3% tax will be applied per person or per room per night. However, Okinawa residents and students on school trips will be exempt. Third, Osaka, Japan's second largest city, is preparing for Expo 2025. From April 2025, a new tax will likely be introduced specifically for foreign visitors. While the exact details are not yet confirmed, this initiative aligns with broader efforts to manage the surge in tourism. Additionally, there's been a growing discussion around foreigner pricing in Japan, which I've covered in a previous video.
If you haven't seen it yet, be sure to check it out to avoid overpaying. Number 7. Shibuya's countdown event cancelled.
Shibuya's New Year's Eve countdown event has been a world-famous celebration, attracting countless tourists. However, this year, it has been officially cancelled to reduce overcrowding during the holiday season. Even the iconic Hachiko statue, a popular photo spot, will be surrounded by barriers to prevent gatherings. So, if you're planning to spend New Year's in Japan, keep this in mind. That said, Tokyo offers plenty of other countdown events in areas like Shinjuku, Roppongi, and Asakusa, which are all popular alternatives for celebrating the new year. Additionally, as I mentioned in a previous video, Shibuya has been implementing stricter regulations, including a ban on public drinking from October 2024 and significant restrictions during Halloween. These moves suggest a growing effort to manage large crowds in Shibuya. It's also possible we'll see similar measures in other events or areas.
I'll keep you updated with any new information, so please subscribe to my channel. Number 8. Fast pass for restaurants.
Have you ever skipped a popular restaurant in Japan just because you didn't want to wait in a long line? Good news, there's now a service that solves this problem. Introducing the Fast Pass service for restaurants in Japan. By paying a small fee, you can skip the long queues at popular restaurants and secure your spot hassle-free. It's a priority access system, similar to what's used for attractions at places like Tokyo Disneyland or Universal Studios Japan. Here's how it works. To the TableCheck FastPass app or website, you can search for participating restaurants and make a reservation. The app supports 18 languages, including English, making it incredibly convenient for international visitors.
This service is especially great for travelers with limited time in Japan or those concerned about language barriers. Number 9. teamLab Planet Tokyo expands.
teamLab, the group behind some of Japan's most immersive art experiences, is taking their famous teamLab Planets Tokyo to the next level. This one-of-a-kind digital art museum, which won the Asia's leading tourist attraction 2023 at the World Travel Awards, is already a must-visit spot for tourists, and now it's getting even bigger. Starting January 22, 2025, teamLab Planets will expand by 1.5 times its current size, unveiling over 10 new attractions. Highlights include the Athletic Forest, a 3D creative movement space, the Catching and Collecting Forest of Extinct Animals, where visitors can observe virtual animals, and the Learn and Play Future Park, designed for collaborative creativity. There's also the new Sketch Factory, where you can turn your drawings into custom badges, t-shirts, tote bags, and more, making for a truly personalized souvenir. With these exciting updates, teamLab Planets offers an unforgettable way to explore art and technology. And as I explained in a previous video, teamLab is also launching new services in new areas of Japan. If you're visiting Japan, make sure to add those groundbreaking interactive art experience to your itinerary.
How was today's video? If you would like to request a guide in Japan or have any questions regarding your travel itinerary, please contact me from the link in the description section. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like button. See you in my next video. Bye!